Okay, will you explain what is your job in India and which kind of work your company does?
I represent a company called Mahiti, which is Mahiti Infotech, which is located in Bangalore, India. And we do a lot of work for the social sector as well as the commercial sector. So to primarily focus on what we do on social sector is, firstly, we are now working on a product called our bank, which is for the microfinance institution, wherein they can maintain all their accounts and make sure that they get the enough reports on socio-economic whatever parameters that they're trying to look for. The other thing that we are working on is basically free and open source movement. So wherein we are trying to promote free and open source movement among the social sector, the NGOs, so they can use the technology to scale as well as implement the systems in their institutions. Thirdly, we are trying to see how we can introduce mobile-based solutions for the social sector, wherein we are trying to bring about mobile banking, trying to bring about IVR-based solutions, interactive voice response-based solutions, and SMS-based solutions to the social sector. So this is the kind of work that we're currently doing out in India.
And how did Mahiti Infotech and Instituto Palmas contact each other to work together?
It was about a year and a half back when there was an intern from ISEC who came down to work with us on our bank, and he was trying to reach out to all the other microfinance institutions across the world. And he came across another ISEC intern who was working over here by name Asia, and we slowly started speaking. Yes, we had a lot of difficulties in terms of trying to get funding and trying to see in how to get this project working, trying to see if we can implement it. Now that I'm here, we have started some amount of implementation. Very soon we'll be starting to implement the R-Bank solution out here in Brazil.
Okay, so which are the main projects that you will develop here with Instituto Palmas?
We are trying to implement currently three projects. First being the R-Bank, which is, as I said, it's a solution for the microfinance institutions. So we'll be implementing the R-Bank solution completely here in Bank of Palmas and the other community banks around here. And secondly, we'll be trying to implement the mobile banking solution because we feel there's a huge mobile penetration over here. So we'll try and see how to implement mobile solutions for the communities over here so that they can see how they can see what their balances are or basic inquiries, or also to disseminate community-based information from the bank to the community. So that is one of the projects that we're looking at. Thirdly, we are trying to build a community of free and open source software movement over here, so that the community over here can help Bank of Palmas to implement new technologies or to implement new modules as and when the trends change. So these are the three main verticals that we plan to implement.
And what is the cost of those technologies, either to Instituto Palmas and its clients?
Compared to the technology that's available in the market, since we are using free and open source technology, the cost of the software or the technology is very less compared to the other technologies that are available. So, result of which, by implementing this, it will not only help the bank, but it will also help the community, because the community's funds are not used to basically procure expensive technology. And also what we are looking at is basically by implementing this technology, the community will interact more. So result of which, more the community interacts, then there's more reach. Result of which, we are trying to see that the cost comes down as drastically as possible.
But for example, to implement those technologies, the old people that they will benefit by the implementation have to have a cell phone or those technologies?
Yes, so we are trying to use technologies that are commonly available, like a telephone or a mobile phone which a family has, or using SMS, which people regularly use, or people use phone calls. Rather than people walking in the bank waiting for half an hour just to get a small query on the balance, they can be anywhere and send an SMS and get all the details about the bank information. So we are trying to implement these kind of technologies, which are simple to use and which the community can use very easily.
For example, consider your experience in implementing similar initiatives in Asia. What role do you expect that, for example, cultural difference will play in developing here, in the implementation process?
Yes. So when we try to implement back in India, even though majority of the cities in India are highly computerized and have internet, but if you go down 40 kilometers from the city, even electricity and internet is really a difficult problem. And what we are trying to do is trying to see how to bring about a system over there so that we can get transparency. Transparency is needed everywhere, whether it is here in India or back in India or here in Brazil. But the cultural problem that we face in India, people do not trust machines. The rural do not trust machines. They like to write books. They like to have receipt. They like to talk to a person. But when we bring about systems, that will slowly change. So that we are facing that kind of a problem there. But here, I think people are already using ATM machines, and there is some kind of a system in place. So it will be much easier for us to implement. But again, as we go down to different kind of community banks, each of them has a different challenge, and it takes time to implement them. So people need to be trained on systems. People need to get used to new procedures. Yes, there will be a lot of problems, but I think we will overcome it.